Okay, the first thing I need to do before I apply any makeup and start my brows is get some micellar water on a cotton bud and take out all the skincare that got into these brows. That's really important if you use like powders, pencils, because it's just not going to adhere. It's got to be waterproof eyebrow glue, and I go backwards so that every hair is coated. I would always recommend doing your brows first, because if you've got a base on, you will find that some sort of brow glue will disrupt it and kind of mix together and ball up, and then you have to clean it all up. Concealer corrector, actually just the corrector that I'm grabbing. Pink and peach as always. And if you're wondering why my eyelashes suddenly look darker, no, I don't have any product on, but I got them tinted yesterday. Now I really am not gonna wear a lot of makeup today, but I'm gonna grab this concealer, and I've not got much because this concealer goes a long way, and I'm just pushing it where I need it. We can add more in a little bit if needed. I love this foundation, but it is slightly too dark and slightly too pink, but because it is a very light coverage, that was one pump, I can get away with using it. I'm so used to doing this technique that I've just realized this is a light coverage, and actually this doesn't work as well, this technique. So I'm actually gonna switch up my technique. That was just me on autopilot. If you're wondering why, there we go. It's such a thin formula and light coverage that the buffing technique becomes a bit redundant, because the whole point, I think, for the buffing technique is to make the skin look natural, to have a full coverage foundation, but you're buffing it out so that you've still got coverage but you can't see the foundation, whereas you're not going to see this foundation anyway because it's such light coverage. You know, it's not covering any imperfections, but it does slightly even out the skin and give your skin that beautiful glow. And so it's actually kind of just wasting product if you buff it in too much. Now, does it cover redness, imperfections? No. So if you're looking for a foundation that does that, that's not the one for you. But if you are like me and you day to day, I'm more than happy for my imperfections to be on show. I like skin to look like skin. I actually think often it can look more youthful as well, to have a really light base, light and fresh. And even if I'm having a bad skin day, I still, more often than not, still have a light base. It's okay to have imperfections, people. Use one of my new favourite products from MAC in True Harmony, and this is going to act as my bronzer, and it's a bit too warm for a contour, but that bronzer blush vibe, and it gives a lovely satin sheen to the skin. So nice. And then I just go over and stipple with the foundation brush. There's nothing else on there, but I don't like to see where products start and stop. So where the bronzer starts, where the blush starts, I really don't like that. Primer, the 24-hour Extend Eye Base from MAC. I've used a fair few primers, but this is the one I like the most. Has no colour, which is my preference, so that I can use it with any eye colour. And remember to go all the way up to the brow bone, or you're going to have a hard time blending those edges, because this stuff is potent. I also dab what's left over underneath, because it's part of the eye, and a little bit on the outside corner. Dazzle Shadow Liquid from MAC in Diamond Crumbles. These are great. Some are better than others. Some you have to work with a little bit more, can be a little bit patchy, and others glide on and are more metallic. So they're super smooth, there's no patchiness. Whereas when they're a bit glittery like this, you can get some patchiness because there's not really a base to these, it's a lot of glitter. But that's to be expected with anything that's just like a clear base with just glitter in. But this is such a fun colour. Multitude of colours, pinks, purples, turquoises, and yeah, the way this catches the light is so fun. When it's drying, I kind of look down to minimise creasing, but it's not going to get rid of creasing altogether. If this is normal eyeshadow that's not just super glittery, I would go higher, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm not going to go higher today. I want it to be more subtle. Depending on how you're standing, you'll see more blue, more purple, more pink, or it will look like, right now the light's hitting in the center and it doesn't really look like I've got anything here, but I have. So if I turn now, you can see it here more. Okay, we've got the Clinique Lash Power Mascara. This is in dark chocolate. I think I need a new mascara. This one is now not performing as good as it usually does. See that? MAC highlighter in Shell. It is a cream. It gives a lovely wet look to the skin. And then some Daniel Sandler Watercolour blush. Give it a good shake. Ooh, I just love the mixture of like the purpley blues and the pinks together. That was one drop and there's still a lot left. So this stuff lasts such a long time. I'm taking Rummy Pink by Beautypie. CandyBox from MAC. And I am going to add a little bit of powder today, the Easy Bake in PoundCake. Even though I'm using this powder puff, I'm still not applying a lot of powder. A classic, the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I love this one.